All right, good morning. We are in Ithaca, New York. Flew here last night in the TBM from Newport News, Virginia. Nice 80-minute flight, uneventful, other than some predictable ATC issues. They're still working out some bugs. But anyway, we landed, but it was at night, and I've got a nephew who is at Cornell business school, so I figured, you know what, I'd like to kind of tour the area, and it's got, you see here on the GPS, you see or rather the TFD, this lake here. This is the Finger Lakes region of New York. So I figured we'd take the Icon out. Got the Icon today. And figure let's check things out. Maybe land, do a little water landing. So we're clear for takeoff. We're on runway 32. My usual call sign's 343 Whiskey Bravo, but that's in my TBM, so I switched to 343 Bravo Whiskey. For whatever reason, I prefer my aircraft to include the word whiskey. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, so here we are in the awesome Icon, which is a sort of a hybrid aircraft. Seaplane, land plane. I should note, now flying with my new unbelievably fantastic Asus 49-inch screen monitor, which is phenomenal. It does give a 13:9 aspect ratio, so I intend to post this on YouTube. So if this is streamed, or rather watched, on a TV, I've noticed that there's bars at the top and bottom, but that's to be expected. Look at that windsock. That's nice. It's awesome. Check the weather. It's 77 degrees in Ithaca this afternoon. I guess it's afternoon for them. It's 10:43 here in Southern California, but I'm on real time, real weather. And I think we're good to go. So I do enjoy the new monitor. It's provides a much more immersive experience. But let's check it out. Here we go. Well, lesson 1, parking brakes. Okay. And by the way, I have confirmed takeoff setting on trim, TO, and flaps are at 15. So let's try that again. There we go. Airspeed's alive. .77 degrees and cloudy, but well, partly cloudy. Got a real twitchy rudder on this old controller. Okay, we are good for takeoff. All right, we're up. Gear up. Now, I did a little checking. Climb at about 75 knots. Flaps up. I did a little checking because I know nothing about Ithaca, and it seems clear, based on that, that the town is south of the airport. So we'll hang a left. And head down towards the university. See on the map display there, 32 is taking off to the northwest. We're turning southwest right now, and I'm guessing out there right off to the left is the university, based on my review of the map, Google Earth. So we're at 2,000 feet right now. The airport altitude is at 1,000 feet, so we're 1,000 feet AGL. What are RPMs in the yellow? So let's back on off a little bit. Airspeed also in the yellow. Hold it at about 90, I figure. And I'm guessing right there is the school. Based on what I saw on the Google Earth review of the area, looks like there's a predictable clock tower and these sorts of things that you'd expect at a university. Whether I can find it or not remains to be seen. I'm going to alter my trim at this point. I no longer need takeoff trim. And I'm tired of pulling back on this stick. So we'll alter the trim. We're holding it at about 2,000 feet right now. So, hands off the controller right now, because I have it properly trimmed. And there's the campus, I can only conclude. There's a track. I love to run, so every time I see a track, I get excited. Little river obviously running through. Let's hang on. Oh, a little fast. Let's slow down. So let's hang a left here. I don't know. I need to turn off the ATC when it thinks I'm landing. That's funny. I have expressed no such intention, but the AI somehow decided that I was.
Fly left downwind, runway tree 2, icon tree Bravo Whiskey.
Anyway, I don't know much about the icon, so I noticed that I have now flown off the map. So I'll have to fly back onto it. Let's see what we can see here in terms of the campus. There's obviously a river running right through the area. Let's take it a little higher here. Take it up to 2,500, I figured. As far as my settings go, I'm running at high, which is what the sim recommended. I have not tinkered with anything. So there's a few things that are interesting. Like I noticed this. See this? It's an odd sort of shading. I don't know what is involved in all that, but I'm not complaining. Planning on getting the 3080 from NVIDIA, even though I've only had my current.
Icon tree Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway tree 2.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm not landing, but thank you. Even though I've only had my
cleared to land runway tree
current
2,
graphics card for 3 weeks. I would like to see how this could perform on Ultra, whether it could or not, with those setups. I don't know. So this is obviously the campus. I mean, it must be. I mean, Ithaca's according to my research, a very small town. So to have this many buildings this big suggests that it's the campus. What a beautiful area, God. I live in Southern California, so I'm not used to seeing all this green. We get green for about 3 months a year. I don't know if that's the football stadium. I don't know. I don't know how much of a football team Cornell has. Of course, I don't claim to be an expert in that regard. So it's interesting, just looking at this, it appears as though this whole campus is sort of nestled in the hills. So this looks like the main area. So holding about 90 knots, 95 knots, 2,300 feet. Out that window. Well, if I knew more about the area, I'd be able to give some more descriptions, but I don't, so. Well, what do you say we try a water landing? How about oh boy, should we try a water landing on this? Yeah, that's a perfect, look at that, that's perfect. Oh my God, how could you screw that up? Of course I shouldn't say anything. All right, so we're gonna cut our power. Probably just gonna do a touch and go just to see what that's like. I've never landed in the Icon before. We're probably about, airport is just at our 2 o'clock. So we're probably at about, we're at 1,800 feet, 1,700 feet, probably about 700 feet AGL. Pull back on the throttle and deploy some flaps. 15 degrees. Water effects are amazing. Even on high, I mean, I don't know how they could look much better, to be honest, on ultra. Let me get down. I deployed flaps, which I probably shouldn't have, because if you notice my airspeed, I'm not in the white arc that appears there right at about 75 knots, but what the hell. Kind of a nose down approach right here, but I'm gonna pull back a little bit and bleed off the airspeed. There we go. Wow, holy mackerel, the water. 70 knots. 60 knots, 65 knots rather, 60, 50, amazed by how this looks like a car. Come on, there we go, nice. Little bounce, that's all right. Landed at about 45 knots. I love air traffic control telling me to contact ground.
121.8 for Icon Tree Bravo.
All right, that's pretty cool. All right, let's gun it. That airspeed back up. Rudder a little bit to the right. At 50 knots now. Up we go. Flaps to 15. Awesome. Hang a left.
Ithaca Tower Icon November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is 4 miles west with Whiskey to land. Icon November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey Ithaca Tower. Enter left traffic runway Tree 2.
So I noticed that we landed at about 500 feet.
Wind 275 at 1 Tree.
So clearly
Enter
the
left
airport
traffic runway Tree 2 Icon Tree
is
Bravo
above
Whiskey.
the lake, which I guess stands to reason. Let's trim this baby. having to pull back on the stick more than I should. There we go. All right, hands off the stick right now. Not having to pull back on it quite so much. Oh, I got my first landing. Oh, my landing lights are still on. Sorry. Got my first landing in the Icon. First water landing in the Icon. Cool. Do one more little flyover. Check my map of the area here just to see if I missed anything on my phone. Let's see where I am here. Looks like we got a, yeah, there it is. I'd like to find that McGraw Tower. Oh yeah, there's that river. Looking at my phone right now. There's that river going through the town. Taking a left. A little wind there kicking us around, don't we? Still dealing with the winds aloft bug. I don't know if that was supposed to be fixed by the patch or not, but for me, I'm at 31,000 feet on the TBM and still seeing 3 knots. 3 knots. So that's kind of silly. All right, let's hang our left here, and to me, like, make a left turn, head west, fly right over the campus. Here it is on the left. See what's out there. So much green. Wow. All right, well, head back to the airport.
Icon Tree Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway tree 2.
That was nice of them.
2757 tree.
Nice of them to clear me without asking.
Cleared to land runway tree 2, Icon Tree Bravo Whiskey.
So you can see from the map there, the airport is right off, basically about our 9 o'clock. We don't want to turn right to it because then we won't have any time to line up. Airspeed looks good, 84 knots, I guess approximately. Having to keep the nose down right now, so I'm going to trim. There we go. All right. Hands off the yoke at this point. Let us look around a little bit. It's an on-campus housing to me. Wow. Loving the new monitor. It's gigantic. I mean, 49 inches. What else can I say? Somebody used that yellow arc there on the map. You see that arc circle? We know that the runway heading is 32, and I actually know from my approach last night, I think that the approach course is 325. So we're going to follow this, just a matter of convenience, since we're flying VFR. I just dated myself. Go like that. So we know that the runway heading is 324, so given that, we want to be, our base leg to be 234. Although interesting, where the hell's the compass on this thing? Oh, you think they have a compass? Well, anyway, I got the map. Where the hell's the compass? RPM, altitude, airspeed? Huh. Must be missing something. Anyway, so doing our base leg right now. Runway's going to be off over here in a second. Need to start to descend a little bit. Again, we know that the runway is at 1,000 feet AGL. I know that from yesterday. Wow, look at that. Got the trees. Well, there it is. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna have a speedy descent here. So let's cut power. Let's get that speed into the white arc. Get those flaps deployed, gear down. It's coming a little steeper than I would otherwise prefer, but it's not going to be an issue. You see the Vossi over there, those two white dots? They should be red and white, but that's not an issue. We'll have it here soon enough. I've gotten used to flying that TBM. That thing's like a rocket. This thing's nice and pretty docile. Flying over the correct intersections. Looking over there on the map. Reconfirm gear down. Yep, gear down. Swung a little wide there. Waiting for those Vossis to turn. Got white right now. There you go, see? I don't know if you know, you saw it turn red over white. So now we're good on our altitude. 80 knots. Do some slow a little bit more. Flaps. Full deployment on the flaps. You see, I'm not happy with that distorted image there on the airspeed indicator. I don't know what that's all about. Fix some of my settings. But I'm not getting any stuttering. I mean, this thing's pretty smooth. So maybe that's the price to pay. Alright, so we got red over white. There must, I'm guessing, some wind because you see the whole plane seems like it's kind of oriented left. Slightly left of center line, which is suggestive of a crosswind, a minor one. And should be an easy landing. About 200 feet right now, AGL, and keep that red-white on the Vossi. Give us a nice 3-degree glide slope. I love this plane. I mean, I wouldn't want to travel cross-country in it, but man, this is easy to fly. That was kind of fun landing in that lake. There's that windsock confirming that there is a crosswind off from the left. If I paid more attention to ATC, I'd know. And you know, when you cut that throttle, man, it loses power and airspeed fast. Okay, come on now, I don't want the balloon. Stall it. Porpoising there. Okay. There you go. Nice, butter. Right on the center line. Let's see it. Whoa! Sorry about that. Holy smokes. See the taxi line hanging left?
Icon Tree Bravo Whiskey turn. Next taxiway.
Holy smokes. Okay. Alright.
Icon Tree Bravo Whiskey contact ground on 121.8.
And that's that. I'll spare you the parking.
For Icon Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Alright, little tour around Ithaca.